Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another installment when it comes to the saga that is Nintendo versus Palworld. And oh boy howdy, do we have ourselves something very interesting and juicy like a chicken nugget to talk about. Nintendo makes bizarre change to Palworld lawsuit. When Palworld was released, its similarities to Nintendo's Pokemon were thrown into question, prompting a lawsuit in which Nintendo claims Pocket Pair has copied some of Pokemon's patents. Now, in the latest update on the suit, one patent has been quietly changed. Now, I've made my criticisms very abundantly clear in the past, but to kind of reiterate everything, to make a long story short, I think that this right here is nothing more than just petty bullying because Nintendo wants to have it all, you know? They want to have everything just because they are the size that they are. But here's the deal, is that more specifically when it comes to Pokemon, they are not the first when it comes to everything about them. Like, yeah, Pokemon is an insanely popular franchise, probably the most popular franchise in the world. I will give kudos where kudos is due. But just because you are popular, that doesn't mean that you automatically get to have the rights to every single type of game mechanic or feature that there is. Nintendo's lawsuit against Pocket Pair has been ongoing for some time, accusing the Palworld developers of infringing on its intellectual property. The suit outlines a list of patents, visual styles, and gameplay elements that Nintendo claims ownership of. Two of them relate to collecting characters, like using Pokeballs to catch Pokemon, and the other was in relation to smooth switching between riding objects, like switching from horseback to flying on the back of a bird. Now, in a recent update, Nintendo has changed the latter patent, and even experts are finding it bizarre. And yeah, that is bizarre, because why would you suddenly want to change patents here mid-case? Unless you're realizing deep down there, Nintendo, that you bit off a little bit more than what you can chew, and that you are cooked, essentially. You are fucking cooked even more so when it comes to this whole ordeal in the first place. Maybe you're realizing that the logic behind this lawsuit, this entire thing, was actually null and void, and it's falling apart right before your very eyes, so you're trying to move the goalposts in a way to cover your fucking ass. A few months ago, Nintendo requested a modification to one of its patents within the lawsuit, which has been approved and published. While it's only a minor change, the patent has even legal experts confused. The major change is the addition of "even when," quote-unquote, during the patent explanation, which isn't something usually added in legal documents. Yeah, that's, yeah. That definitely is bizarre. An excerpt of the patent reads, "And even when," emphasis added, "any boarding character other than the aerial boarding character capable of moving in the air is the currently selected boarding character, and a first operation input is given when the player character is in the air. The computer causes the aerial boarding character to appear in the virtual space and causes the player character to board the aerial boarding character instead of the currently selected boarding character from among the boarding characters." And that right there is one of the big patents here. That right there involves the use of mounting on characters for various types of transportation. And this type of mechanic right here is very broad, because there are a lot of other games that utilizes these type of game mechanics in similar ways. And for Pokemon and Nintendo by proxy to act like that they should have ownership to this is just complete and utter nonsense. Legal expert Florian Mueller at GamesFray gave their expert opinion on the ongoing case. "I've been following patent litigation for 15 years, for the better part of that period as a consultant, and have seen many claims that were amended, but I've never seen even when or even if in a patent claim. It's bizarre. It's almost a Hail Mary, a desperate attempt to win by doing something odd. And that something odd doesn't exactly have any logic behind it, other than to showcase their desperation. What this means for the lawsuit is up for debate, but many are speculating that this is the first sign of Nintendo starting to panic. Apparently, Nintendo changed their Palworld patent mid-lawsuit. I wonder if Nintendo starts to lose faith in their own lawsuit. Others echoed the sentiment. Nintendo is taking drastic measures in a patent infringement case against Nintendo. Pocket Pair has a stronger defense than Nintendo expected. Whether this is the case is hard to tell, but the changes certainly mean Nintendo is cracking down on the case, or they are starting to crack under pressure. Because Nintendo, if you were really truly that confident in yourselves when it comes to this patent lawsuit, then why on earth would you be making changes mid-case? Unless you're actually not confident and this bravado was just pure and utter bullshit, and you are essentially being exposed once again for the petty, nonsensical bullies that you really are. Like, Nintendo, what are you gonna do when it's eventually a full moon and the lightning is striking in your direction? Like, no matter how big you are or how big and popular you think you are, guess what? You're not infallible. And this case right here is an example of exactly that. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this right here is just my own take and analysis on the situation presented. But what do you guys think? Do you guys agree with my takes, or do you guys disagree with my takes? Either way, ladies and gentlemen, I always love to hear back from you amazing legends at the end of the day, because you guys are fucking awesome, okay? I'm not saying that for the sake of saying it. I'm saying it because it's the damn truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth! Thank you guys very much for watching. Have yourself a fantastical good one. I'll see you guys next time.